could change tomorrow. You don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Restaurants and county leaders working to sort through a new court ruling that could allow some businesses to open their doors again. The restrictions that may have been lifted and how restaurant owners are reacting. That coming as space dwindles in local hospitals. What local leaders are saying about keeping the numbers down. And what San Diegans are saying about getting vaccinated in an exclusive new poll. ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
Hello there. Welcome to ABC 10 News at 11. I'm Virginia Cha. I am joined remotely by my co-anchor Jim Patton as well as meteorologist Megan Perry, and we will get to both of them shortly. But first, we want to start with this. The scramble is on right now after a bombshell ruling that paved the way for San Diego restaurants to reopen dining. The county announced that they would immediately halt enforcement rules on those businesses. Now, we're going to get to this in just a moment, but meanwhile, we're going to move on to this. County Supervisor Jim Desmond has been pushing back against certain restrictions on businesses for months. Praise the judge's ruling. Now, we're reaching out to Supervisor Desmond's office this morning to try to get some clarity because there is still some confusion about the ramifications of that ruling. Desmond's office told us he believes it opens the door for restaurants to operate outdoor and indoor dining. Again, we are still trying to confirm if that's true. 3 of San Diego County supervisors, meanwhile, are appealing the judge's decision, but Desmond tells us that could take months to resolve. Meanwhile, Governor Newsom reacting to the news as well. We reached out to his office this morning and got this statement, quote, "While we are disappointed in the court's decision, we remain steadfast in our commitment to protecting the health and safety of all Californians. Our legal team is reviewing options to determine next steps." And in just the last 15 minutes, the county sent us a message saying they are trying to get before the court today to clarify the ruling, that they will be holding a meeting in special closed session tomorrow. Jim?
Virginia, these sudden changes that we're seeing are stemming from a judge's ruling yesterday regarding a lawsuit involving 2 local strip clubs. Judge sided with the owners of Pacers Showgirls and Cheetah's Gentlemen's Club, allowing them to stay open while their case against the county and the state moves through the courts. Now, the judge said there is no evidence that strip clubs have led to increased spread or risk of COVID-19. As a professor at the University of San Diego tells us, the ruling creates a roadmap for some businesses to stay open.
Well, under those circumstances, that restaurant would go to court and they would make the same case that these plaintiffs made. They would say, look, we were operating safely. We've taken all the safety protocols. No one in our establishment has gotten sick.
And we're going to continue to stay on top of the fallout from this case, keep you updated on what it means as we move forward. Well, coronavirus cases are at an all-time high in San Diego, and hospitals say that space is dwindling. ICU capacity has dropped to just 0.5% for the Southern California region. County leaders say hospitals are postponing certain surgeries and procedures to make sure ICU beds are available.
That even if you think, well, I'm not going to get COVID, or if I do, I'm young and healthy, or well, that's fine, I'm not a cancer patient, or I don't need an organ transplant. If you get in a car accident, you're going to want that ICU bed to be available.
Now, ambulances have also had to change procedures in order to keep hospitals from being overwhelmed, and we're going to have more on that coming up at 11:30. Right now, here is a look at the latest case numbers in San Diego County. More than 2,800 infections recorded Tuesday, the latest day we have numbers, and the county says 1 in 10 people who got tested positive. The uptick in San Diego mirroring what we're seeing across the state. California reporting more than 53,000 cases in its latest daily figures, more than is being reported in entire countries, including the UK, Germany, and India, which reported 24,000 cases in its latest daily numbers. Virginia?
Thank you, Jim. This morning, a key FDA advisory committee is discussing Moderna's coronavirus vaccine.
If Moderna's vaccine is authorized by the FDA in the coming days, we have allocated nearly 5.9 million doses of that product.
New documents from the FDA indicate the vaccine has a lot of similarities to the one made by Pfizer. We have learned a second San Diego doctor will be voting on whether to authorize Moderna's vaccine for emergency use. Dr. Robert Schooley from UCSD will also be voting on Moderna's vaccine, along with Dr. Mark Sawyer of Rady Children's Hospital, who already cast a yes vote for Pfizer's vaccine. They are both temporary voters on the FDA advisory panel. Meanwhile, U.S. officials say they are in negotiations to acquire more of the Pfizer vaccine. The Trump administration had originally turned down buying extra doses over the summer when it wasn't clear how well that vaccine would work. As of now, Pfizer has not committed to any additional doses for the U.S. The FDA says hospitals are reporting some Pfizer vaccine vials are overfilled. The agency is now advising health professionals to use every full dose possible and is also talking with Pfizer about that issue. And as the vaccine rollout continues across the country, more frontline workers in San Diego are getting shots today. We're also finding out how San Diegans feel about getting the vaccine. In an ABC 10 News Union Tribune poll, we surveyed 500 San Diegans. 56% said they would get vaccinated right away, assuming there was no cost or wait. If that vaccine were available to them today, 23% said they would not get it because of how quickly it was created and approved. 9% said they are unsure of what they would do.
Teenager accused of murdering a Carlsbad grandmother faced a judge for the first time this morning. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Cornell has been following the developments from home. And Marie, this unique hearing playing out just minutes ago, can you tell us what happened in court?
So, Jim, the hearing was held virtually via Teams. So we saw all of the attorneys that were involved. We saw the judge, and we know that the teen was there, but we never saw his face. But through his attorney, she denied all of the allegations. So this teenager is accused of stabbing 68-year-old Lisa Thorberg to death. She was found at Hosp Grove Trail in Carlsbad on November 23rd. 3 weeks later, Carlsbad police announced they arrested a teenager. They wouldn't release much information about him, except that he is a resident of Carlsbad. Thorberg's death struck a chord with many in the community. In the days following her death, a large group came to honor her by finishing the walk that she started. It also left many neighbors upset, concerned about their safety while on that trail. Now, during this hearing, the judge also granted this teen's request to 2 phone calls, one to his mom and another to his grandmother. It is also important to note that the victim's family members were listening to the hearing through telephone. The next hearing is scheduled for the 22nd. Reporting live from home, Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Marie, thank you so much. And new information on a crash that left a construction worker dead on the 94 last night. CHP has arrested a 69-year-old man on suspicion of DUI. CHP says that a 27-year-old construction worker was directing traffic in a cone construction zone when he was hit by a car being driven by a man identified as Arnold Patton. Now, the construction worker suffered major injuries, was taken to a hospital where he later died. Patton was booked on charges including DUI causing death. Just weeks ago, another construction worker was struck and killed by a vehicle on the 94, just a few miles west of this scene.